So, unless you've been living under a rock, you're probably well aware of the impact that the DeepSeek large language model is having in the US, globally, on the economy. And part of that reason is because it's 30 times cheaper to run it, it's open source, and it also has surpassed a lot of the top closed source large language models. And so, in this video, I actually want to show you how you can take an automated workflow and actually replace the large language model steps, those modules like ChatGPT, with the DeepSeek modules in order to completely cut the costs of running your automated workflows. So I have here an example of something that I call the content catalyst, and this actually takes your content. So typically you're looking at meeting calls and or maybe discovery calls. It'll transcribe the call and then go through an automated process of repurposing the transcript of that call into different forms of content. In this case, I have here LinkedIn and YouTube posts, tweets, and LinkedIn carousels. Now, first of all, if you want to actually check out this particular workflow in this form, where it uses a combination of Google Docs, ChatGPT, and Airtable to manage the content itself, you can actually head over to our community that we just began called the Pentridge Club, where we are going deeper into automated workflows, AI, tech tools, and emerging technologies. So if you want to get the blueprint for this workflow, you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description. Now, getting back into the video. So what I'm going to be doing in this is I'm going to be taking these ChatGPT steps. So I have this first step here, which lists out the main points from the transcript coming from a call. And then I'm going to also be taking these three steps here. One is a LinkedIn post, LinkedIn and YouTube post. One is a tweet, and then the other is a LinkedIn carousel. And I'm going to be replacing them with a model that will allow you to use DeepSeek. And so I'm on make.com, and make.com actually does have some DeepSeek modules. You see here DeepSeek AI. However, they're not that great. I tried it out and it actually tends to time out a lot. So what we can actually do is we can use a model called Open Router. Now, Open Router is, I'm going to go here and click create a chat completion. Open Router allows you to actually run different large language models, and it'll choose the one that is most suitable for you in a particular setting or circumstance. But you can also specifically pick the large language model that you want to run within the platform. So I'm on the Open Router site right now, and on the site you'll see where you click on search models. It actually pulls up the list of all the top models that are out. So everything from Perplexity, and Perplexity just recently released their Sonar reasoning, where it actually combines DeepSeek with Perplexity for its search. You have all the DeepSeek modules from the regular R1 to the distilled R1. You have Mistral, which is another open source model, Gemini, OpenAI, Grok. And so all the models are on here, and this is one way of being able to use the latest and the greatest, and it also tends to update pretty quickly. Now, Open Router has a native module within Make, and so you're gonna go ahead and create a connection. I'm gonna call this let's call it Open Router, and then you're gonna want to go grab the API key from Open Router. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this, and then we'll move on. I won't be showing you the API key. Always make sure to keep your API key protected. I say that in every video. And then once you put the API key in, then you can create the connection similar to how you would ChatGPT. So you're going to add item, and before we even do that, we can actually start with this next step where it has you choose the model. So we're going to go ahead and choose the DeepSeek R1 model, and then that's the reasoning model, and then we're going to go and choose the role. We'll start with a system role, and we can say list out the main points from transcript. So again, this is going to be a transcript coming from a meeting call that happens. And from there, we can add a second item, and that's going to be the actual action that it should take. So for the role, we're going to choose user, and then I'm going to say convert all the details from the text into bullet points. That text is going to be the text content right here. And then we have the DeepSeek R1 model inputted, and we're going to save this. Now, if we go over to the next step, which is Airtable, that will bring in the transcript to an Airtable database. And then we have here the 3 ChatGPT steps that are currently there that we can also now go ahead and replace with Open Router. So I'm going to go and replace this first one, which is the LinkedIn and the YouTube. Create a chat completion, and then we're going to add in the role, the system, the content we'll use for this, which I'm copying and pasting from what I already had pre-planned. You are an expert content creator, automation AI expert. You like to create brainstorming notes of your ideas and convert them into written content. DeepSeek R1 again. Then for the second, message user, and this one's going to be a little bit more drawn out. So when converting these transcripts to posts, you always follow these strict guidelines. The format should look like: 1, have an opening line that speaks to the value of the post and why you would read it. The main problem people have with regard to the topic and the more mistake people make to face it. Then speak to why it shouldn't be this way because there's a better way. Finally, explain the best way to achieve the desired result. Call them to be better, or else they will continue to struggle with the old way. Make sure to follow these additional guidelines. Do not add additional facts to the post. Only include information that was found in the transcript. Write the post in a similar style and tone as the voice in the transcript. Don't include hashtags. Don't use any emojis. Take the transcript below, which is going to be text content, in quotes, and write a concise. Take the transcript below and write a concise LinkedIn post. Use detailed points below, and that's going to be the first Open Router message result as reference to make sure you include all the detailed points from the transcript. However, don't use the details as content or suggested formatting. It's only to make sure you gather all the needed details. So that looks good here. And then we can actually first, let's just check this Airtable module. So we're going to be changing the content here to the output from DeepSeek. Save that. And then we're going to actually clone this, and then we're going to switch that out with the XAI step right here. And then we can change out the content from this one. So this is going to be an agent who tweets. So you are an expert at creating tweets. And then this will be a lot simpler. Just read the transcript below and summarize it into 5 key points, each with 15 words or less. Then we can add the transcript. It's going to be the text content right here. Save that. And then we're going to need to change the output that goes into Airtable with, make sure it's taking from the right place. Should be here. Yep, I'm just going to save that. And then we're just going to do the third module here for the LinkedIn carousel. We're going to clone this again, remove the LinkedIn carousel, and then let's unlink this. Put this right in the middle here. Yeah, and then the same, except now we're going to be using LinkedIn carousel. You're an expert at creating LinkedIn carousel posts, and then it's going to be read the transcript below and summarize into 5 key points, each with 15 words or fewer. So this will be similar to the tweets in that they'll be short, sort of bite-sized phrases and tips, but they would be presented onto a LinkedIn carousel with images on the background. And then same thing with the Airtable, making sure that the content is coming from, and you see how it starts pulsing when you hover over the mapping field. That helps you show, okay, what module it's drawing the information from. And that sounds and looks good. Let's just align this really quickly. And there you have it. So this content catalyst, it takes different kinds of meetings. So whether you're on a Zoom call, a Microsoft Teams call, on your iPhone, even Google Meet, you may be familiar with the tool Fathom, for example, or even Zoom has their recording feature. But in this case, you're able to not just take the Zoom call or Zoom and Google Meet, which is typically what Fathom is capable of, but you can take meeting calls from pretty much any sort of medium that you typically would be holding a meeting or a discovery call or a sales call or any kind of call you may have that could be turned into content, and that'll be transcribed and then turned into these different sort of posts. But then now, rather than it being through ChatGPT that the transformation of the content happens, it'll be through Open Router, and specifically the DeepSeek model within OpenRouter, which now enables it to be significantly lower cost. It's close to zero as far as I look at it relative to how much you're spending when you're using ChatGPT. And so, of course, there are other models that will be getting released, both from these Chinese companies, but also from the US as well. And so, we'll take things as they come and make updates as you will. But this is how you can go about adjusting and updating existing workflows that you may have in order to make what you are building most up to date and most fitting for the times we're living in. We're living in a time where so much change is happening so quickly that you have to constantly stay up to speed, whether it's for your own personal or business systems, or for the systems of clients or customers that you may be servicing. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like me to go further into the content catalyst. Catalyst is actually something that I am productizing based off of content that I've done for myself and others as far as repurposing meetings, because you're able to take these different calls that you have where you may not necessarily be putting those notes or those transcripts, which are filled with gems and insights to use. And so what this content catalyst enables you to do is be able to take work that you're already doing through these meetings and through these calls and put them to use, basically. So that's the content catalyst. And then this is how you can cut costs in running an automated workflow like this. Again, if you want the template blueprint for the original workflow, you can find that over in the Pinterest Club, and the template for the DeepSeek workflow through OpenRouter will also be there as well. Let me know what you think about the video. We're going to keep this ball rolling with more workflows and more tutorials. But until next time, be easy.